a lot of what I was trying to accomplish in prints and in painting was capturing the life that was literally at my feet while I was out working outdoors. Right down to painting insects not painting the insects themselves, but the painted images, painted insects in paintings, and smaller and smaller details. If I could see it, I tried to paint it, or I tried to put it into a print. And that's why these, the foregrounds in both the paintings and prints from that era are just crowded with all kinds of detail. I was simply trying to get everything that added up to what it was to be standing out in someone's field on a particular morning, particular day, and the weather something was happening about the weather, and it was this moment in time where everything around me just seemed to be as important as the rest of the area. Sometimes I look at it and think maybe it was to a fault that I tried to put so much detail into it, but in looking back, I don't think I could have done it any other way. It just seemed that it had to be there, or the work wasn't finished.
Well, I think you've caught a lot of the atmosphere, and I remember back a number of years ago when I first came across a website that had your pieces, and I thought, wow, this looks like Rembrandt, and it has a lot of atmosphere instead of this being just, a one color or just gray. It has darker grays in areas, and you have that, going back to what you said about the burr, just sort of a blurriness of some areas. I mean, it just looks like something that came from the Dutch or from the Netherlands. I mean, it just has that quality. So, are there any heroes that you started from when you that you really admire, that you try to emulate?
The 17th century Dutch painters, and in printmaking, Rembrandt really kind of brought etching into the realm of the art form that we know today. He was really instrumental in bringing that to the light of day, for artists, as a way to not only enhance their careers, because then they could send multiple images out all over, but in Rembrandt's case, it became a real important creative outlet to his sensibilities, and it's the same kind of value that he put into etching. I think to some degree I try to bring that into my prints as well. I can't see, having worked as an artist, especially after having found my way into etching, to have just experimented with it and put it aside and not done anything with it after that. It was a big enough deal that when I got out of school and I was trying to figure out how I would keep working in printmaking and etching, the thing that I ended up doing was taking the biggest part of the summer in the evenings after I got off work, and I actually went out to a friend of my dad's who owned a machine shop, and he helped me build my only printing press, which I still use. All these prints that I've done have been pulled off of a handmade press that I built that summer, and it was the only way it was going to happen. this is long before you find stuff on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know how to go about looking for used print presses or anything. So the next best thing, instead of buying a brand new one, which was not going to happen, was to buy the steel and find a way to build it. And fortunately, everything just happened. The early in the summer that I was able to line up this friend of my dad's and got him to. He basically opened his shop up in the evening for me to use, and was there to help me, you know, run all the tools and work out some of the mechanical problems.